Welcome back. Karnataka government seems to be on the back foot. There is massive criticism over a series of scam allegations that have unfolded in the state. But what's got the BJP's attention recently is the alleged scam in the Mysuru Urban Development Authority and its link with the Chief Minister himself. BJP and JDS launched an overnight stir in the Karnataka Assembly. They slept there. They were seen enjoying their time overnight, even as they demanded a discussion in the Assembly on this alleged scam and the irregularities. The BJP has been pressing for a debate on this scam, but the Congress has declined one. The BJP, in fact, even went and met the governor just a short while ago, and the Chief Minister has now been asked to respond to why this debate must not happen, as to what the allegations are and what the state government has done. The governor has sought this report. Coalition partners there, which are the opposition, have alleged that Chief Minister Siddaramaya's wife had illegally benefited from this alleged scam. This is just one of the allegations that they've made just in the recent past. Remember, the Karnataka government is not an old one, but ever since it's come to power, it seems to be embattling these allegations. Multiple of these allegations that they face. Is the Congress government completely cornered? And if yes, can they effectively counter this narrative? That's what we ask our guest tonight.
Opposition party demanding for discussion. They are avoiding discussion shows prima facie case that they are culprit.
तो स्वयं मुख्यमंत्री खड़े होके लूट रहा है कर्नाटक सरकार के पैसे को. We have already demanded Mr. Siddaramaya should step down.
SIT is taking an investigation. Now ED, CBI has entered. We said we are not able to stop them. They have right to come.
All CBI, ED, Income Tax, Election Commission, even all other institutions are demoralized by BJP government.
Let's open this up. Narendra Rangappa, spokesperson of the BJP, joins us. Spokesperson of the Congress, Lavanya Ballal, and journalist Dr. Basavaraj Itnar joins us as well. Let me begin by asking Lavanya Ballal, why is the government not wanting to have a discussion in the Assembly?
Good evening. It's not about the government not wanting to have a discussion. It is about the BJP's false allegation. They keep claiming there has been a scam in the Muda. And CM's wife has benefited from this. The land was allocated to her. The Muda has allocated the sites to her. When Mr. Basavaraj Bommai was the CM, it was a BJP CM. It's a tenure which saw these actions by Muda. Muda also took over the properties without giving any intimation to the people. It's not just her. There are multiple recipients. 3,000 sites were allocated by Muda, out of which 14 has been allocated to Ms. Parvati Siddaramaya. Now the question is, the BJP must answer, why did the Muda do this when BJP was in power? It was not the previous Siddaramaya government, or it was not the current Siddaramaya government which has allocated these sites. No action was taken at all when Siddaramaya was in power or is in power. The entire thing happened when the BJP was in power. So when they keep claiming, hey, the scam has happened. So are they seeing the scam happen under their tenure? And they want us to investigate it now? That is the most important question that the BJP must answer. What happened in Muda while Mr. Basavaraj Bommai was the CM of Karnataka?
Mr. Rangappa, these are questions that the BJP has not been effectively able to answer up until now. That the allegations that you make are from a time when the BJP was in power. In fact, when Mr. Siddaramaya was Chief Minister before that, he had denied to allocate any of this, saying there would be a conflict of interest because my family members are involved. It eventually passed down to the time when the BJP came to power and a BJP Chief Minister, under a BJP Chief Minister, this had happened.
Can you give me 2 minutes of uninterrupted time?
Yes, please, sir, go ahead.
So that I could just enlighten our viewers with the chronology of events that have happened. In 1992, the Muda issues a notification to acquire a few land surveys, and one among them is land survey number 464 in Kesare to acquire it for Devnur layout. in 1992, primary notice for acquisition. In 1997, this particular land is acquired by the Muda, and final notification is done, and the award of 3.26 lakh is made to the owner of the land. Okay. Then, in 1998, Mr. Siddaramaiah, the Deputy Chief Minister in J.H. Patel government, gets this particular land which is notified and awarded. Mind, please underline this, it is awarded. Means the land is taken by the Muda and Muda has paid the compensation money to the landowner. First mistake. CM denotifies it in 1998. 1998, Siddaramaiah was the Deputy Chief Minister. He was the most influential person in Mysore. And it is denotified in the name of Mr. Linga, a Dalit. The same land is denotified after the Muda has given compensation, after the award has been done. The Deputy Chief Minister denotifies it to the name of Linga, who is dead 3 years back. Then subsequently in 2004, Mr. Mallikarjuna Swamy, the brother-in-law of Mr. Siddaramaiah, brother of Srimati Parvathamma, wife of Mr. Siddaramaiah, he buys this land from this Dalit family in 2004. See, denotified, award done, again denotified in the dead man's name. He then buys from the dead man's name to himself. Then in 2004, he purchases the land from Linga. And he gets the sale deed in his name. Who? Mallikarjuna Swamy, brother-in-law of Mr. Siddaramaiah. Then he goes to the Deputy Commissioner. He goes to the Deputy Commissioner and converts this land for purpose of housing requirement. The DC, I have a letter, conversion letter, application for conversion, grant of conversion. Then in 2010, he gifts it to Srimati Parvathamma as a gift deed. So the land goes to Srimati Parvathamma. Incidentally, the RTC still shows in the 12th column that the still land belongs to Muda in the EC, in the encumbrance certificate that I have a copy of, shows it is still in the name of Muda in the 12th column in 2010, which is again illegal. So in 2013, what happens? Mr. Siddaramaiah files his affidavit for the assembly elections. He fails to mention this particular land's details in the affidavit filed to the election commission during the election. 2013. 2010, the land is transferred to Srimati Parvathamma. 2014, they claim for compensation. Then the Muda, which is of course filled with Mr. Siddaramaiah's members, they say 50-50 compensation formula. Mr. Siddaramaiah refuses. Again in 2017, same formula is used, he refuses. But in 2023, what happens is, they grant compensation to this land in an alternative land where they have given 14 sites in a layout called Vijayanagar layout, which is a premium layout. According to the Urban Development Act, you should give a compensatory land if it is available in the same place, that is in Devanur or Kesare. If not, you should give it in the layout that is to come forward, not retrospective. So this is the issue here. How did you not mention it in 2013? Then who bought the land after it was denotified again, awarded and denotified? Then why did you refuse it in 2017? Why did you not mention it in 2030, your election affidavit?
Sure.
These are the questions that the Congress needs to answer.
Sure, you asked
If I
all
may
these
respond.
questions to the Congress and Lavanya Bala will respond to that, but you still haven't answered the question I asked you. But yes, Lavanya Bala, go ahead.
Sorry.
I would like to
Give me
respond
30
with
seconds,
one
I'll
quick
answer the question.
No,
response.
let her
2008
respond. Let her respond to the
30
mistakes
seconds,
that you
your
listed
question.
out.
20 seconds,
Sure,
please.
sure. Go
So
ahead.
what
20
happens in
seconds.
2023, this land is allotted to Srimati Parvathamma, wife of Mr. Siddaramaiah. By whom? By one Mr. Rajiv, who was the Muda chairman, and he is in Siddaramaiah camp Congress today. This was the person who did all this and ran away to Congress party. he did this to please Siddaramaiah.
But
that he
BJP
can
was
get a
in
good
power.
position
Are
in
you
the
saying the
Congress
BJP
party.
didn't know what
The
was
person
going
who
under
did
your own
was-
nose?
The person who did is in Congress today. Rajiv is in Congress. He was the Muda chairman. Now Siddaramaiah is protecting him. This is the answer.
Sure. Okay, Lavanya Ballal, you had a rebuttal to make to the allegations that Mr. Rangappa is making.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, it's very cute. It's very cute when the BJP refuses to take responsibility and says Deputy CM Siddaramaiah was the most powerful man in Karnataka, very conveniently ignoring that their alliance partner was the CM in Karnataka at that point of time in 2008. And also, the entire scam, once again, I repeat, happened under the BJP governance. And today, if that man has switched parties, like a lot of people are switching parties from Congress to BJP, BJP to Congress, there are a few people who have switched parties. So to blame Siddaramaiah for something that the BJP government has willfully done and has
Did
ignored a
Bombay-
scam
did
that was
Bombay
happening
sign this
under the
transfer
BJP
memo?
governance is just to
Bombay allot
avoid
this?
discussion
Mr.
in
Rangappa, you
Vidhan
had your
Soudha.
time. Let her finish. I'll come back to you.
They do not want to discuss the sexual allegations of their coalition partner that has rocked Hassan, the two sons of very prominent leader, the former CM, the current union minister's nephews, the former prime minister's grandchildren, two of them, who were jailed and who are going in and out of
What
jail
are you
on bail
discussing?
by assaulting
What are you
people. This is
discussing?
something they do not want to
What are you
discuss
discussing?
in
It's the
Vidhan
same
Soudha.
allegation that the BJP is
Muda
making
scam.
against the Congress, Mr. Rangappa. You say that the Congress is running
Madam,
away from
let us
answering
make
questions.
allegations
The Congress is
against Muda
accusing
scam.
you of the same thing. That you
He has
don't
to
want to give
answers to Muda
answers.
scam.
Sure,
Not
we'll
the
talk
scam
about
is by
scams.
JDS.
We'll talk about these alleged scams. We'll talk about corruption. Dr. Itnar, in the run-up to the elections in Karnataka, not too long ago, corruption was the plank that Congress fought on. They came up with a list of allegations of alleged scams under the BJP. It's
That is the-
interesting how tables have turned now.
Absolutely, Poonam. That's what I've been telling on various platforms and channels, is that people blessed Congress with 136 seats because of that 40% taint on Bombay government. And now, whatever Ms. Lavanya is saying is true, probably it appears to be true because everything seems to happen during BJP regime. But why are they denying the debate? If it is so, say that on the floor of the House. Not only that, actually, by refusing this debate, Congress has simply, it is a mistake on the part of Congress, because Congress missed an opportunity to rebut and counter BJP allegations with BJP's misdeeds, with how many sites were allotted during BJP regime, all that. In fact, without any exception, many politicians have been benefited by BDA, by Muda, by all these urban development authorities. It is a Pandora's box. In fact, we need to have a comprehensive investigation into all these political beneficiaries of layouts of all these urban development authorities. That's number one. Number two, on the BJP actually, this whatever they are doing, Dharna, sit-in, it's the democratic right. But they are on a very strong wicket in the case of Valmiki board scam, because I feel that BJP is not putting much weight behind that investigation, because in Valmiki board case, it is not a simple case of corruption where somebody has called a tender for some 1 crore rupees work, and he has awarded 5 crores and then 50-50 commission taken. Not that. Simply somebody has transferred the money lying in the account of the board to his friends and contacts, acquaintances, to be used in elections, to be spent on liquor. That's what ED note says today. So that's very clear. It's a huge embarrassment to Siddaramaiah, because Siddaramaiah came to power on the platform of Ahinda. The backward communities, he is known to be a backward community face. He is known to be a pioneer of backward communities' welfare. Now, what happened when a backward community leader becomes the chief minister? The money earmarked for backward communities' welfare is stolen. It is not corruption, it is simple theft. And today, whatever SIT or ED that is investigation going on, it is not whether there was a scam or not. No, scam has been admitted to by same himself on the front house. Today, the investigation is who is more culpable. That's the legal part. But all I want to ask is, does Siddaramaiah has any moral face to show his backward community brethren? Does he have the moral courage now? What happened to that phase of, Ahinda pioneer? For last 15 years, Siddaramaya's politics is Ahinda, backward community and minorities. And such minority case, soon after Rajya Sabha elections, there was a slogan, Pakistan Jindabad. There was an investigation which proved that it was Pakistan Jindabad. Somebody shouted that slogan in Vidhan Soudha.
Right.
And that's a minority, bias of Siddaramaya. Then what happened is backward community welfare. He's stealing the money under his watch by the minister appointed by him, who is also an ST leader, and by a chairman of the board who is appointed by him.
And it's also about optics. It's also about optics, isn't it? Yes, we may say that this is just about politicking from both sides and the investigations are doing their job. But when we talk of justice, yes, justice needs to be done, but it needs to be seen to be done as well. And Lavanya Badal, this is about optics.
Absolutely. More
Lavanya
importantly,
Badal, right now, is the Congress or the Chief Minister effectively able to counter the narrative that the BJP is trying to put, or is this just a missed opportunity? You could have done it perhaps much better, like Dr. Itnal was saying, on the floor of the House.
Well, there is an investigation judiciary committee set up for Muda, and when it comes to the cooperative bank scam that he's talking about, there has been a case by one of the employees who said he's been forced by investigative authorities to mention the former minister, Mr. Nagendra, as one of the guys who has pressurized him to commit the crime. So, no, all I'm saying is at this point of time, yes, it could have been discussed in the Vidhan Soudha. It could have given a better optics for the Congress party. But I think all of us can agree, Congress has never been good at optics. It has never been good at PR management or the headlines management. They have always been, I think, somebody who has failed at that, and they should learn all of that from the BJP. To that point, yes, I concede to Mr. Itnal. He's right. Yes.
So perhaps there should have been a debate. At least there's one demand, Mr. Rangappa, of yours that the Congress has conceded to. But at the end of the day, we are holding the Vidhan Soudha at ransom. A lot of business that needs to be done is not being done because there are sit-in protests that are happening, there are sleep-in protests that are happening, there's ruckus and adjournments that are happening. That's not why these MLAs were elected there.
No. Basically, what is the House there for? It is a democratically elected House where the members should be given the right to discuss any corruption allegations or corruptions that have occurred in the Karnataka state. It is a basic democratic right. Number one. Please listen. Let me complete. So, this democratic right of the House has been denied by the Congress party, who are calling themselves the safekeepers of the Constitution. Number one. Number two, will Siddaramaya investigate himself? He won't. He is the Chief Minister. The allegations are against his wife. So how is it going to be a fair and complete investigation? Number two, Mr. Siddaramaya, he has already made so many commissions. Kempanna Commission to investigate the Arkavati layout scam. Then he made the Ragmohan Das committee to investigate the scams of BJP. Till today, what has happened? Nothing has happened. So they find it very formal and very convenient to make a judicial statement and judicial inquiry and happily sit back till it comes after 4 or 5 years. And then if you want to...
Sure, so there's no logical conclusion, Lavanya Badal, that these committees reach.
Then what happens to the issue?
That's the allegation, that you buy time by constituting these committees, but they don't actually get anywhere. So at the end of it, there are no answers that are forthcoming.
Poonam,
Sure,
Justice
yes.
Nagmohan Das is investigating the corruption that happened during COVID scam. And Siddaramaya will not benefit in any way by protecting the BJP leaders who were involved by their own leaders'
What
words.
happened to the
Mr. Raghavendra
investigation?
Hitnal, Raghavendra,
What has happened to the investigation?
the senior BJP leader said there is a 40,000 crore scam. As of today, when I visited the department and I asked for an update, I was told the scam is so huge. It is so huge, the scope of the scam. It will take ages for the scam to be investigated. Meanwhile, the people, the contractors who supplied medicine at that point of time have not been paid. And
Sure.
they cannot be paid till the scam is investigated. Do you see the repercussions of that scam? So when the BJP spokesperson says we are not, taking it to conclusion, it is going to take time because the scope of the scam is so huge. We all want justice.
Sure.
That's our end goal. Yeah.
Sure.
So that is the lame excuse you want to give.
Sure, no,
That is
okay.
the lame excuse you want to give
Investigation
for
is
not
going on.
participating in the
Mr.
debate.
Rangappa, that's an argument the BJP has made in multiple other states and at central level in multiple other cases, that the investigation is going on, let it reach its logical conclusion. The Congress also has the benefit of using that particular argument in itself. But this is about the narrative war and the optics, and who really is winning at that? That's the question we wanted to ask. Perhaps the Congress, they're conceding that they've never been good at it and something that they could learn from the BJP about that. But I have to leave it at that. I thank you all.
Last 30 seconds for
Unfortunately,
me.
I'm completely out of time, sir. I thank you so much for joining us here on this broadcast and sharing your perspective.